After surviving repeated comeback attempts by the Bulls yesterday in their knockout match, etong sina Ken Tuffin and the rest of the Taranaki Airs have moved on to the semifinals ng Sal's NBL Showdown for 2020 at ang kanilang makakalaban, napakabigat, second seed na Manawatu Jets. Yan po ang handog sa inyo ng Smart Sports ngayong hapon live dito sa kanilang Facebook page. Magoo Marjon pa rin, kasama pa rin natin si Carlo Pamintuan. What a game that game was yesterday. Talk about a game of runs, Carlo.
Hot start for Taranaki as they went on a scoring spree in the first quarter of that particular ball game. Pero yung Franklin Bulls, saludo rin talaga tayo sa kanila because they did not give up. They fought back aggressively starting in the second quarter, got the lead in the third. But good for Taranaki, the Mountainairs were able to recover off hot shooting coming from Marcel Jones, and that was why they were able to beat the Franklin Bulls, the newcomers into the NBL, to make it into the semifinals. Magoo, the Franklin Bulls were supposed to enter the NBL 2021 pa. But because of the current pandemic situation, they were asked to join in 2020 because there were three other teams, including the defending champion Wellington Saints, who refused to play in this situation. So they were given the opportunity and they certainly made a good account of themselves. But luckily for the Mountainairs, they're the ones who were able to advance in the Final Four.
At yung Phil Kiwi na si Ken Tuffin ng FEU Tamaraws, desente na naman ang pinakita. Right on his average, hit some timely threes there, including the buzzer beater to end the first half, Carlo.
And he hit a three-point shot in the third quarter, which was also key in regaining that lead for the Mountainairs. Yung maganda dito kay Ken Tuffin is, Magoo, he knows exactly what his role is in the team. Shoot open threes and defend like crazy. Yan talaga yung inaasahan sa kanya ng kanilang coach. And that is exactly what he gave in that ball game as well. You saw him diving for loose balls. You saw him getting steals. You saw him getting open shots because his teammates are looking for him pag nakita siya na bukas wherever he might be on the floor. Binibigay sa kanya yung bola. May tiwala yung mga teammates niya sa kanya, especially their point guard, itong si Deron Rokawa. And Tuffin hit really important shots throughout that ball game.
9 points on 3 of 6 shooting from the three-point line. Nasaktan pa nga ng bahagya in the third quarter, as you pointed out, Carlo. Pero after getting hurt, he still hit that big triple to keep their drive alive. Ken Tuffin, definitely a gem para dito sa Taranaki Airs or Mountain Airs. And he's been playing solid all tournament long. Close to 10-point average ang kanyang pinapakita para sa kanyang koponan.
Decent number of rebounds as well. 5.2 rebounds, 9.5 points. Outstanding point shooting at 41.6%. So you know that he is confident with his stroke, with his three-point shot as well. And what we noticed, Magoo, was that in the first half of action, ang ganda nung nilaro ng mga gwardiya nitong Franklin Bulls. But the defense adjusted and they were able to slow down the scoring from the wing and from the guard positions in the second half of that ball game. So the Franklin Bulls had no other choice but to rely heavily on their big men. So malaki yung nagawa rin itong si Ken Tuffin in making sure that they defended well in the second half of action.
Pero itong si Ken Tuffin and the rest of the Airs might need to come up a little bit bigger today. Knockout semifinals na nga, ilulusot. Nasa finals come Saturday, makakatapat doon yung top seed na tinambakan na kanina, yung Cinderella team, Carlo. Etong previous meeting na napikita natin dito between the Airs and the Jets, di maganda naging resulta para kina Ken Tuffin. Tinalo sila by 15 points.
That was their second meeting, Magoo. 118-103 was the final score. Itong sila, yung triple threat nila, no? Si Hiram Harris, si T. Samuel, and Thomas Vodanovic, who is the league MVP. Siya yung pinaka-mahusay na player in this particular season of the NBL. They were outstanding throughout that ball game, trumping yung big three naman, itong Mountainairs, which featured Deron Rokawa, Marcel Jones, and Ken Tuffin. Hindi natalo, no, nitong Airs yung Manawatu in their first two meetings. So it is still, very difficult to figure out exactly kung ano yung pwede nilang gawin because in the first two games, nakita natin that these two teams are very good on offense. However, it looked like Manawatu was a better version of Taranaki. So it should be, it should be some adjustments. There should be some adjustments coming from the Airs in this ball game para gulatin itong Manawatu and try to pick up a win and make it into the finals on Saturday.
If you take a look at the team numbers naman, halos mirror images, about 4 points apart in terms of points per game between these two squads. Pero nagkakatalo yan, mas maganda 3-point shooting netong Jets, Carlo.
And that's correct. Kaya nga nakita natin very similar games. They like very offensive games. They like being efficient in their offense. Mas maganda nga lang yung 3-point shooting, as you said, nitong Jets with almost 13 3-point conversions per ball game. And Magoo, yung kailangan pa nating pag-usapan dyan was that the Airs allowed a lot of good looks from the 3-point range in their game yesterday against the Franklin Bulls. So yun yung dapat bantayan pa nila. No? They need to defend that 3-point line like crazy. And of course, another factor here, Magoo, na hindi pa natin napag-uusapan is yung gas left in the tank of the Airs right now, because we know that they played yesterday. Itong Manawatu Jets nakapagpahinga. Yung Taranaki squad went through a life and death performance against the Franklin Bulls just yesterday.
And short rotation pa at that.
Yep, 24 hours prior. So tignan natin kung kumusta yung legs nitong Mountaineers in this ballgame.
So eto na nga po, semi-final matchup between the Airs and the Jets. Siyempre, lahat ng pinagtutuunan ng pansin natin, etong si Ken Tuffin ng FEU Tamaraws. Pero hindi lang siya ang familiar face dito, Carlo. May isa pa tayong tututukan, kilalang-kilala na rin ng Philippine college basketball fans.
T. Samuel is playing for the Manawatu Jets, and he has been spectacular throughout this season for them, averaging 18.1 points, almost 6 rebounds, great shooting from the field at 46%. Kung si Ken Tuffin is a wing, ito naman si T. Samuel, a legit big man, a 4, playing for the Jets. Hindi naging maganda yung performance niya Magoo in the UAAP, playing for the De La Salle University Green Archers. Played only 4 games, I believe, before suffering a Jones fracture, and he did not stay for the following season, but now showing us what he could do, what he could have been, for La Salle if he opted to join them for 1 more season or 2 more maybe. Pero nakikita natin he is really fulfilling his true potential. T. Samuel and Ken Tuffin were both, given due attention by the New Zealand Tall Blacks. Ito po yung national basketball team ng New Zealand. They will be invited to the pool, and maybe they could be teammates sa kanilang national team.
18 points per outing on 46% shooting. Samahan mo pa nga ng 6 na rebound. At yun nga, he is the 2020 New Zealand NBL Youth Player of the Year. Isa sa mga dapat tutukan niya ng Airs para sa ballgame na ito if they want to advance into the finals come Saturday. Palapit na po ang opening tip na itong second knockout match of the day. It is going to be the Taranaki Mountainairs taking on the Jets. Hatid sa inyo ng Smart Sports sa aming pagbabalik. At habang palapit na nga po yung opening tip na itong semi-final knockout match between Taranaki and Manawatu, nandirito pa rin ang inyong 2OT crew. Hatid sa inyo syempre ng Smart Sports. Tinututukan ang lahat ng kaganapan dyan sa New Zealand. Carlo, alam natin, we came into this league, or lahat tayong mga Filipino basketball fans, looking at Ken Tuffin dahil siya ngayong kilala natin dahil naglalaro siya sa FEU. Pero yesterday, may dalawang nagpakilala rin para sa ating lahat. Of course, we're talking about Jones and Raukawa. Ako, instant fan ako ng point guard niyan, Carlo.
Deron Raukawa is an outstanding player. Buo yung kumpiyansa sa sarili. He is a good floor general. He is the league leader in terms of assists. Pero talaga, he is a born scorer. Napakagaling na shooter. He was actually the first pick nitong Taranaki Mountainairs in 2020 NZNBL draft. Siya yung pinakaunang kinuha nila, pangalawa. Itong si Marcel Jones, and in that game against the Franklin Bulls, we found out exactly why. 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists with 3 steals for Deron Raukawa. Samantalang itong si Marcel Jones had 31 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and a couple of blocks. They combined for 6 3-point conversions, at sila talaga yung bumuhat sa opensa nitong Taranaki Mountaineers. They're crucial to their cause. They're the top 2 guys, at sila nga ay parehong nakapasok, Magoo, sa All-Star 5 nitong NZNBL 2020 alongside players from the Auckland Huskies, the Nuggets, and Tom Vodanovic of the Manawatu Jets. And from pundits there, we've been hearing na mahirap talagang mag-MVP itong si Jones or si Raukawa because they were two. There were two Mountainairs in the All-Star 5. Kaya itong mga boto siguro na-kolekta talaga nitong si Tom Vodanovic ng Manawatu Jets. That's why he was hailed as the MVP for this season.
So yan nga po, sana etong si Jones, Rakawa, and of course, etong si Ken Tuffin pumutok ng sabay-sabay na naman para nga makausad na into the finals etong Mountainairs. I think we're just about ready over in New Zealand. It is the knockout semifinal match between Manawatu at etong team natin na Taranaki kasama si Ken Tuffin. Let's send it over there.